This is Activity 5.1 on page 155, creating a pivot table. The file we'll be working with in this activity is titled Sales Data. As the sales manager, you need to track sales. Because Develitec's products are sold across many regions, you want to be able to analyze the sales data in a number of ways. You decide the best way to answer your questions now and in the future is to create a pivot table. We're going to start by launching Excel. From our landing page, select Open Other Workbooks, click Browse, and we want to navigate to our home drive. This is Excel Part 2, and we are in Lesson 5, Using Pivot Tables and Pivot Charts. And again, the file we want is titled Sales Data. Select that and click Open. We want to make sure that cell A1 is selected, and we're going to go up to our Insert tab, and in our Tables group, select the Pivot Table command. This opens up the Create Pivot Table dialog box. In the Choose the Data that you want to analyze section, we want to make sure that Select a Table or Range is selected. In the Choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed, we want to make sure that New Worksheet is selected, and then click OK from here. So our pivot table framework is created on a new worksheet named Sheet 1. And now we're going to build the pivot table report. In our pivot table fields task pane, in the Choose Fields to Add to Report section, we're going to check the boxes for region and also for total sales. You can see that Excel builds a pivot table on Sheet 1 depicting the sum of total sales for each region. Number 4, create a recommended pivot table from the sales data. We're going to move back to our Data Worksheet tab and select cell A1. Go up to the Insert tab on our ribbon, and in our Tables group, this time we're going to select Recommended Pivot Tables. So this opens up our Recommended Pivot Tables dialog box, and you can click through to see some that Excel will recommend for you. So just click through and take a look at what each one is. We're going to select the sum of total sales by region and click OK. So now we have Sheet 2 that has been created with our new pivot table. Number 5, modify the pivot table on Sheet 2 to include products. In our Pivot Table Fields task pane, in the Choose Fields to Add to Report section, we're going to check off Products. And we can see that the pivot table is updated to include total sales for products in each region. We're going to go up to File, do a Save As. We're going to save to our current folder using pivot tables and pivot charts. And we're going to update our workbook name to My Sales Data. And we can keep this workbook open for our next activity.